with Trump coming into presidency for the second time, he shook things up and things are just going crazy. We've had a government shutdown for a long time now. SNAP benefits. A lot of the American people didn't know if they was going to be able to have Thanksgiving. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Tariffs, jobs shutting down. There's just a lot of things. Mass layoffs. Things is just going crazy, right? You're having fights going on between the radical left and the radical right, and they having fights within each parties, right? The radical right is having their political fights amongst each other, but right now on the radical left, you have Charlamagne the God and Roland Martin. You know, he's always been a butt kisser for the Democratic Party. Trying to get his position for them to let him in, and they never do. Well, Charlamagne made some, he's talked about the government shutdown, and he said some things that wasn't in favor of the Democrats. And Roland Martin didn't like that. So he responded by saying this.
Democrats, do me a favor. Do not listen to people like Charlamagne the God. Okay? So Charlamagne was talking about this government shutdown, and he made a comment as relate to what Democrats should be doing. Y'all have that? Okay, play it.
You know what I don't understand, Mimi, and I don't know, maybe you can explain it to me. The health care is going to go up anyway because of the big, beautiful bill, because that didn't include the extension of the tax credits to keep the cost down. So if it's going up anyway, what's the point of Democrats taking the stand to keep the government still closed?
So you're absolutely right.
And the premiums are set for a year. So at this point, if the premiums have already gone up, if they set for a year, at least give the people some relief and get the government back open.
Do not listen to what the hell he just said. That to me is beyond idiotic because this battle that we're seeing is not solely about healthcare. Rebecca, I don't know what the hell that was. That was just bullshit.
Look, what I heard was an exchange of two people who don't understand how this works. So what they're talking about are the health insurance premiums that are in the marketplace. The marketplaces are the state exchanges. The state exchanges is because of Obamacare, aka the Affordable Care Act. Here's the thing. Those premiums are effective January 1, 2026. You get about 60 days notice in most states. Some states put out their new expected premiums back in October, some kind of at the end of September. But this is giving notice of, hey, if you continue at the level of health insurance plan that you have, this is what you're going to start to pay effective January 1. And so the erroneous, I mean, this isn't just misinformation here. This starts to look like this is intentional disinformation. And for the audience, disinformation is where you have bad, misleading information that's intentionally targeted to a certain demographic. The demographic here is Black voters. The reason why is the Black voters are the base of the Democratic Party. Right now, the Democrats are in lockstep saying that, no, we're not going to give you the votes that you need in order to end this government shutdown. You Republicans need to come to us and work out a deal. And so by trying to talk to Black folks, so then Black folks can then talk to Democratic members of the House.
So the Democrats now are scrambling because this deal that was made between the Democrats and Republicans to restart the government, it's like the Republicans gave up no concessions. And they're upset because they feel like Charlamagne is using his platform to spread misinformation and is going against the radical left. Now, I told you that there's a radical left. Anything that you say that's not in agreement with them, they're going to try to ruin your credibility. They're going to try to make it seem like you're an idiot. You shouldn't be speaking. Stick to talking about hip hop, and you're not intellectual enough to have this conversation. Us Blacks, we got this conversation for the Blacks. You shut up and just go back to doing whatever it is that you do. So that's basically all in a nutshell is what they're saying, and that's what they've been, and that's what these so-called elitists Blacks been doing for a long time. So Charlamagne, he didn't like the way that they was talking about him, so he responded on his show. He said this.
But to say that I put out misinformation, that's just a fat, rotund Martin lie. Now,
I like that.
I just got a little bit more, just a little bit more.
I'm with you.
There is a reason Rotund Martin wants to paint the Breakfast Club, me in particular, as a person spreading misinformation. See, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit, not too much because it really don't matter. I just want some of you to know people's motivation. Roland Martin is a hater. Okay, he be hating on me behind the scenes to anybody who will listen. He will say something negative about me, and it's always in regards to how I'm moving in this media space. In particular, anything in the political realm. It's always a, why does he get this? Why does he get that type of thing? Why is he on cable news? Why do politicians go sit with the Breakfast Club? Roland, I don't know. Okay, favor ain't fair, but he will do all that hating, but loves texting my phone asking to come on the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. Correct, Envy? Okay.
If you ask me, both these guys are sellouts. They both work for the corporate structure corporations, right? Now, you have Roland Martin. He's trying his best to be a Democratic shield, and he's paid to use their talking points to say everything that they want him to say. He acts as if he's the foremost authority on information in regards to the Democratic Party. Nobody else can have an opinion, and God forbid if you have an opinion that's not in agreement with them, right? Then when you deal with Charlamagne, he still works for the corporation. He acts like he speaks for the people, but he doesn't. He. Like all this stuff is fake. So they run an interference to basically what they're doing is these two guys are arguing amongst each other. They're running interference to try to take the eyes off the grassroots people like us. Those of us that's talking the way we talking because they don't want us to be heard, right? The average Joe Blow guy can't get up there on the Breakfast Club and talk this way. It's all a joke. Like we got to pay attention to see how this thing operates. So these two guys are fighting for really what? Because the grassroots don't rock with neither one of them. But Charlamagne wasn't finished.
One day, a few years ago, I'm sitting at home. Roland texts me and says, hey, tonight on my show, we are going to talk about Tyler Perry and BET. At the time, it was rumors of Tyler buying BET. And the headline of the video he posted was Roland's blistering deconstruction of Paramount's idiotic failed attempt to sell BET. So I'm watching this video because he asked me to. And about 40 minutes in, one of the brothers on the panel starts bigging up Roland's Black Star Network, as he should. And then he just threw a random shot at me, which Roland tended to let people do. Let's listen.
We saw what happened to Bomani Jones at HBO or ESPN. High quality analysis. He couldn't stand. And then you see them throw something out, Comedy Central with Brother Leonard or Charlamagne, whatever he calls himself. That ain't high quality analysis.
My brother, I don't know your name, but you can big up the Black Star Network without throwing shots at what I was doing on Comedy Central at the time. You can love on Roland and big up what he does without slandering me, but whatever, if that's what you got to do to remain in rotation. Now, in that same episode, Roland had this to say about me. Mind you, he texted my phone and told me to tune in. Listen.
You know what? I have not said this publicly, but I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Uh-oh.
And I would love for the current leadership of BET to prove me wrong. When we were in Atlanta covering Melanie Campbell's grassroots organizing event in Atlanta, this was, May? I ran into a sister, and she said, I'm so glad to meet you. She said, I know so much about you. And I was like, really? She says, yes. She says, after the death of George Floyd, she said, the leaders of BET came to me and said, it's time for us to do a news show. And she said, I ran the research. And she said, we did exhaustive research. We studied day parts, we studied shows, we studied other networks, we looked at radio, we looked at newspaper, we looked at podcasting. She said, we studied demographics, 18-24, 24-35, 35-44, 44-54, 55 plus. And she said, after we ran all the metrics, she said the research came back. And the number one person they said, Black America said they wanted to see host a news show on BET was you.
So Roland Martin, he's saying that they've done this analysis, and who the people want to see is Roland Martin do the news channel. No, I mean, nobody really wants to see Roland Martin do anything. Roland Martin is just full of himself, right? He has this inflated ego, right? But again, this is the boule class, right? The grassroots, and that's why I said, we got to have our own grassroots network where we're getting the information out amongst ourselves, because these people don't speak for us. They don't speak for us. And Roland Martin is crazy, man. Like I told y'all, seen when I had that debate with him, it's no accountability at all. And like I told you, the black community is the only community where things go from the bottom up, not the top down. It's from the bottom up. Right, so the people, the black educated class don't get no blame for nothing. You can't say nothing about them. And the minute you question them, here they come, the radical left. They're going to come out to wipe you out. But they wasn't finished.
She said it was you. She said Charlamagne was on the list. And she said, and then when Comedy Central launched his show, She said they're using my research.
Well, Roland, who else was on the list? Okay, why do you have to let people know that out of all the other people who I'm sure was on the list, Charlamagne the God was on the list? Roland, I am not your competition, and I refuse to be responsible for how you feel about yourself. You accuse Breakfast Club of spreading misinformation because you are trying to discredit me and the platform I have helped to build as if that's going to amplify what you're doing. You don't have to do that, brother. You already up. You are a 56-year-old seasoned political pundit. You have a lot of respect in the space of political commentary. You are a trusted source for a lot of people, Roland. Be secure in that and stop projecting your insecurities onto me. There's a lot of things I disagree with Roland on, and even with knowing he be sneak dissing, not once until today have I ever spoken on him in a public manner, and it's never been disparaging. Not even a fat joke. And I always thought Tariq Nasheed calling him Gerald Dessert was hilarious. But Roland out here lying, accusing us of spreading misinformation, that's an intentional attack to discredit us. What if I did an intentional attack to discredit you? What if I said, could someone out there make me an AI video? Okay, I want an AI video of the Stephanie Mills challenge. And I want Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey singing, I never knew love like this before. And I want Roland Martin in the background of that video dancing for Democrats like he do. I'm talking boogieing for biscuits. And I want the caption to say, we told Roland Martin he can cut in line at the all-you-can-eat bussy buffet if he agreed to be our backup dancer. What if I asked people to do that for me? That would be an intentional attack. But I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to ask you to do, sir, is don't tell no lie on me, and I won't speak truth about you. Please give Roland Martin the biggest hee-haw.
Now, after all this, Roland Martin started getting a lot of backlash across social media. People was really lighting Roland Martin up. And see, Roland Martin, he doesn't like that because he knows that he doesn't have the attention of the young grassroots. And this is why the Democratic Party won't let him in. He's worthless to them because he gets a lot of the older class blacks that the Democratic Party already has. So they don't really need a Roland Martin. So this woman, Miss Memphis said, Charlotte tearing Roland Martin's behind up, right? Then Spank Horton said, I stopped respecting Martin after he tried to diss a young man saying he's doing for stuff to uplift his community, right? Then you got another one that says Charlamagne and Roland Martin beefing is a KI. CTG took his time politely dragging him and had them receipts lined the F up this morning for Donkey of the Day. So, listen, you got two industry guys. Us the grassroots, I don't really rock with neither one of them. But if I had to rock with somebody, it would be more of a Charlamagne because he has more access to the younger generation, the younger crowd, right? The people that we need to be teaching and bringing out to the forefront. But man, listen, Roland Martin is 100% all the way boule. And he thinks he's better than everybody else. He thinks that he speaks for the black community and nobody else should have a voice. So y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this, man. Who you think won this thing? Who back you got? Are you with grassroots? Are you with Roland Martin? Or are you with Charlamagne? Let me know which who you with. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.